The attack on Pearl Harbor was a surprise military strike by the Imperial Japanese Navy Air Service against the United States naval base at Pearl Harbor. On the morning of December 7, 1941, it led to the United States' formal entry into World War II. Japan intended the attack as a preventive action to keep the U.S. Pacific Fleet from interfering with its planned military actions in Southeast Asia against overseas territories of the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, and the United States. The attack commenced at 7:48 a.m. The base was attacked by over 300 Imperial Japanese aircraft, including fighters, level and dive bombers, and torpedo bombers. In 2 waves, launched from 6 aircraft carriers. All 8 U.S. Navy battleships were damaged, with 4 sunk. All but USS Arizona were later raised, and 6 were returned to service and went on to fight in the war. The Japanese also sank or damaged 3 cruisers, 3 destroyers, an anti-aircraft training ship and 1 mine layer. Important base installations such as the power station, dry dock, shipyard, maintenance, and fuel and torpedo storage facilities, as well as the submarine piers and headquarters building also home of the intelligence section, were not attacked. Japanese losses were light, 29 aircraft and 5 midget submarines lost, and 64 servicemen killed. The Japanese attack had several major aims. First, it intended to destroy important American fleet units. Second, it was hoped to buy time for Japan to consolidate its position and increase its naval strength. Third, to deliver a blow to America's ability to mobilize its forces in the Pacific. Battleships were chosen as the main targets, since they were the prestige ships of any navy at the time. Finally, it was hoped that the attack would undermine American morale such that the U.S. government would drop its demands contrary to Japanese interests, and would seek a compromise peace with Japan. An important disadvantage, this of timing, and known to the Japanese, was the absence from Pearl Harbor of all 3 of the U.S. Pacific Fleet's aircraft carriers. Already damaged by a torpedo and on fire amidships, Nevada attempted to exit the harbor. She was targeted by many Japanese bombers as she got underway and sustained more hits from 250-pound bombs, which started further fires. She was deliberately beached to avoid blocking the harbor entrance. 55 Japanese airmen and 9 submariners were killed in the attack, and 1 was captured. Of the 402 American aircraft in Hawaii, 188 were destroyed and 159 damaged, 155 of them on the ground. 8 Army Air Forces pilots managed to get airborne during the attack and 6 were credited with downing at least 1 Japanese aircraft during the attack, 1st Lieutenant Louis M. Sanders, 2nd Lieutenant Philip M. Rasmussen, 2nd Lieutenant Kenneth M. Taylor, 2nd Lieutenant George S. Welch, 2nd Lieutenant Harry W. Brown, and 2nd Lieutenant Gordon H. Sterling, Jr. The surprise attack came as a profound shock to the American people and led directly to the American entry into World War II in both the Pacific and European theaters. The following day, December 8, the United States declared war on Japan, and 3 days later, on December 11, Germany and Italy each declared war on the U.S. The U.S. responded with a declaration of war against Germany and Italy. There were numerous historical precedents for the unannounced military action by Japan, but the lack of any formal warning, particularly while peace negotiations were still apparently ongoing, led President Franklin D. Roosevelt to proclaim December 7, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. Because the attack happened without a declaration of war and without explicit warning, the attack on Pearl Harbor was later judged in the Tokyo trials to be a war crime. In total, 2,335 American servicemen were killed and 1,143 were wounded. 18 ships were sunk or run aground, including 5 battleships. All of the Americans killed or wounded during the attack were non-combatants, given the fact there was no state of war when the attack occurred. Of the American fatalities, nearly half were due to the explosion of Arizona's forward magazine after it was hit by a high-level bomber with armor-piercing bombs.
In late 1941, Japanese forces had massed in Southeast Asia. On December 6th, President Roosevelt sent a personal note to the Emperor of Japan, appealing to him to cease warmongering. This son of man has just sent his final message to the Son of God.
It's been great to see you again, Don.
You too, Henry. I still say you owe me $10.
I still say the race ain't over yet.
Technically, I'm a higher rank than you already.
That's only 'cause you Marine pilots have a command structure that's a lot less demanding than the rest of the U.S. Navy. Besides, you're in the war. I'm not. That ain't a fair contest.
Always an excuse.
You know you've been over-promoted.
I'll see you somewhere in the Pacific.
Here's hoping. If they ever let us off this damn island.
Welcome aboard, sir. Where to?
At ease, sailor. Battleship Row, the Phoenix.
Hi, sir. Want to take the wheel?
You bet.
Morning, sir.
Best time of the day. Makes Pearl look like the world's biggest boating pond.
Quickest way to Phoenix is through this channel on the right, sir.
Don't worry, sailor. I know where I'm going. My name is Henry Walker. I'm currently a U.S. Naval Lieutenant on the USS Phoenix. All my life I wanted to follow my father's footsteps, be a Navy man. Now that I'm here, well, it just ain't what I hoped it would be. Then again, they say be careful what you wish for. Helmsman, full speed ahead. Let's not be a sitting target.
Incoming enemy aircraft. Sir, we're under attack.
Get those 50 cals firing! Give the air crew cover to get up! What the hell's going on, sir? Those are Japanese planes, sailor. They ain't dropping Christmas presents. I got one! I got one! Good shooting, sailor. Now keep firing!
We are coming under enemy fire. That's one less enemy pilot. We're on your side, goddammit! Enemy air forces are inbound.
God, Arizona's gone. Arizona's gone. Losing that name. Her magazine's gone.
Officer overwhelmed, sir. We're sinking.
Nice work, boys. He's going down. Sir, Oklahoma's rolling over. Good God. Poor bastards.
Ah, there goes another one.
That's another one. Good hunting.
Target aircraft has been neutralized, sir. Hey, watch your fire. Enemy squadron destroyed, sir. We have incoming enemy aircraft. We got him. Enemy squadron is down. Got him. Launch the light force. We're going down.
標的までの距離300補足します。距離300補足しました。撃てー！
Sir, periscope to aft! Mini Summoner Harbor, gentlemen! Grab the ash cans! Run that son of a bitch out of here! In the water, sir. Over there.
We hit one. Target is going down. We're sinking. All hands abandon ship.
Talk to me. We'll be on target. Negative, sir. We need to get closer. I'll bring us around for another pass. We got it! We got it! Great work, crew! We've been marked. Bandit at 6 o'clock. Get the guns up! Up! God damn it!
Enemy air forces are inbound.
This is Major Lock Lear on the Atlantic Airfield. Call sign Eagle 1. Mid-Pacific Japanese boat. Lieutenant Welch, Taylor and Company. That's a Roger Eagle 1. Send those bastards to hell. My thoughts entirely. Eagles 2 and 3, engage at will.
control. Interceptor was successful. Buoys are down.
Remember, squad, shoot where your target is going to be, not where it is. It should only take a short burst to send these crates down. Watch out for their tail gunners. Attack from above or below to minimize their firing arc.
Enemy squadron destroyed, sir.
Keep your speed up and maintain altitude. The last thing you want is to stall in a dogfight.
Target aircraft has been neutralized, sir.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy, the United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. Also launched an attack against Malaya, Hong Kong, Guam, the Philippine Islands, Wake Island, Midway Island. As Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy, I have directed that all measures be taken for our defense.
Skipper, take us 10 degrees to port. This man had his own God and his own family. Why would he attack us?
I ask that the Congress declare that since the unprovoked and dastardly attack by Japan on Sunday, December 7th, 1941, a state of war has existed between the United States and the Japanese Empire.
My country's going to war. I'm going with it.